Hi, welcome to episode 11 of the HTML and CSS course. In this episode, we will be teaching you more about links. And my name is Samuel, and I'm one of the instructor.
My name is Ronald, and I'm another instructor for this course.
We are part of the ECDE Foundation, which stands for Every Child Deserves Education, and we produce high-quality educational videos. So make sure to check our channel and subscribe.
In the last episode, we went over how to make external and internal links. So if you haven't watched the last episode, I highly encourage you to take a look at that, because knowing how to insert links will definitely be helpful when you are creating your website. In this episode, we will go over more information about a tag and how to use a link to direct the user to different parts of the website.
First, let's talk about how to use the link to direct the user to different sections inside the web page. The way we do this is by using a link called fragment identifier. We assign it, in this way, we assign an ID attribute to different part of the web page to make a link. So what I mean by assign an ID to different part of the web page is we can have a lot of different sections, and here we can have section 1 and then have an ID for that. ID is equal to section 1, and then we can also have a couple different sections. Like right here, we have section 2 and have ID of section 2. So in this way, we are assigning the ID to different part of the web page. And to make a link to a specific section, we make an A tag like this, and then having an href attribute inside the A tag. And inside the A tag, we can put in the section name, the ID name, and then with a pound sign in front of it. And the pound sign in front of it is the way we are using it to link to the ID. Let's look more inside about the code. So in here we have H1 that says has an ID top, and then we also have a list of another list with a different link to different section, and we have 4 sections, and having an ID for each section right here, section 1, section 2, section 3 right here, and then we also have section 4. Section 4 right here. And then in the bottom of the page, we have a footer, and it says, and inside the footer, we have a link that has a href that has an ID to the top, that's linking to the top of the page, and then have a word that says back to top. So using the live server, this is a website, how the website should look like. And inside here, we can see the different links to different sections. So if we click on section 2, it will bring us to section 2. And if we click on section 4, it will bring us to section 4. So instead of scrolling through all of the contents, we can just click on section 4 and then we're in section 4. And then inside section 4, we can also click back to the top, and it will bring us back to the top. So instead of scrolling through, we can just click on that.
Yeah, so all of these stuff you have learned so far in this episode is called the fragment identifier. The fragment identifier easily leads the user to a different part of the website without scrolling. In fact, the link of the website is actually changing when you are in a different section of the website. When you are in a specific section, and if you copy the link and share with other people, The people who access the link will also be directed to the section of the website that you are in. Okay, now here is our question for episode 11. Yeah, so which of the steps is not needed to create a fragment identifier? A, assign ID to different sections of the website. B, create a tag with the href attribute inside. C, put the ID inside the href attribute. D, create a list. Yeah, so feel free to put the answer in the comment section.
Answer is D. Create a list is not required. Although we actually do a list of link inside our code, but it's actually not required. The only three things that's required is you have an ID to different section of a website, and you have a tag with href attribute, and then putting the ID name inside the href attribute. Which you can see we have a choice A, B, and C is all true. These three are required, and then D is not required. So answer is D. That's all for today's episode. We'll see you in the next one.